You know, it's been a little while since we've had some fresh Necromunda news, or indeed some crazy new models, but luckily that has changed. Well, technically yesterday. I was going to say today. It was yesterday, but we're going to talk about it now. I'm currently battling through some camera woes, so I apologise if things go weird and out of sync. I'm trying, alright? I'm trying. This PC is falling apart beneath me. It's blue screen of death every other day. Well, every day for the last couple of days. It's not a good time, but I'm trying to fix it, so just bear with me. The thing is, we do have something nice to look at as opposed to looking at my ugly mug, because we've got some new Saar models, and I love me some Saar models because they are uniformly weird and cool, and this time it's no exception because it's new Arachni-rigs. I'm pretty sure I said Arachni-rigs properly there, but I might not have done. It's a weird word to say, alright? So this comes along with the news that there's going to be a new book. There's the Ash Wastes Aranthian Succession, The Ruins of Jardlan, as if there wasn't enough random words just thrown in there. It's a new book with new rules and, of course, new miniatures because, well, of course there's going to be new miniatures in there. I have to say, I do like the cover. The cover looks pretty cool. Not as cool, however, as these Arachni-rigs, which are plastic. No Forge World, no resin. These are God's own material. I know there's those of you who like resin, but you know what? I just prefer plastic, alright? It's so much easier to butcher and bend to your will than resin, and frankly, everything I touch ends up being not assembled properly and just at the whims of whatever weird creature is currently inhabiting my mind anyway, so I can't help but prefer plastic. There is a place for resin in other people's collections, not mine. That was a sweeping statement. It's also not true. Anyway, I love these. I mean, I liked the Arachni-rig anyway because they are weird and alien and just very different from the overall setting, it feels like, but in a cool way. Then again, Necromunda is so mad that I feel like you can throw any number of weird stuff in there. The fact that, like, this exists alongside, like, House Escher, that's cool. I like that. It's a very different feel. And the fact that these are flying makes them even more alarming than the other Arachni-rig, because that one was already pretty terrifying. Like, a mechanical spider suit bounding over rock and stone and metal and just leaping towards you, it's pretty bad. It's pretty creepy, pretty scary. These are flying. That's way worse. Literally no one wants flying spiders. No one's asking for that. No one wants it. And admittedly, they aren't spiders. They're mech suits. But still, you get what I mean. The overall design is really funky. It's really cool. That sort of cockpit thing coming over the pilot of the one on screen right, that's a really nice touch. I like that. Makes it look even more kind of weird and alien. I don't mind the kind of open canopy on the other one, but I prefer it being closed off. I think it looks a bit scarier that way, to be honest. The big old turbines that are kind of sticking out of the shoulders, really like those a lot. They are somewhat baby carrier-esque, but I feel like they pull it off pretty well, unlike certain other models from Games Workshop that don't quite do as good a job. You might be thinking, are we ever going to give the Nemesis Dreadnought a break, or is it going to be the butt of jokes for its entire existence? And the answer is, yeah, it's going to be the butt of jokes for its entire existence. But we don't need to think about that right now, because these are far superior. They are fun, they're interesting, they're cool. Yeah, I mean, I love how weird the Saar are. They look so futuristic, and I don't know, there's just something about the sort of segmented feel of parts of their armour, and it just reeks so much of, here's a bunch of humans that clearly got hold of xenotech, and they're making the most of it. They're having a wonderful old time making all sorts of weird and wonderful contraptions with this stuff. And even if that's not technically true, it still feels right. Also, I did see someone say, are these technically classed as arachnid things? Like, surely arachnid, spider, 8 legs. Well, technically, they have got 8 limbs. They've got the 6 robotic ones, and then they got the 2 sticking out the side from the pilot, so I think it still works. So they're known as Arachnica Ash Jumpers, and they're fitted with powerful jump boosters to fire them through the air in great leaps and bounds, so again, maybe technically not fully flying, but still terrifying enough. They also sport an adjusted loadout, swapping out 2 servo arms for a flamer and a harpoon launcher. Oh god. Just to make them extra scary, you know? We do get a nice glimpse at the back end here as well. That's what she said. And I have to admit, I like it. I like it. It's just the kind of mess of weird thrusters and technology and sort of random cabling that I was hoping for. I'm pretty happy with that. That looks cool. It still sort of looks like safety was a secondary consideration when it comes to this suit, but I think that's all right. I think you can get away with that in terms of Necromunda, can't you? To be honest, existing makes safety a secondary consideration when it comes to Necromunda. So sticking a big old turbo booster to your back and leaping over stuff in great bounds in your weird mech suit, I mean, it's just par for the course at this stage. I kind of expected the harpoon launcher to look a bit more brutal, but it still looks fine. It looks alright. Oh, see, we can't mock health and safety too much either, actually, looking like, because at least they're wearing goggles. I hadn't really picked up on that before, but at least they are wearing goggles, so they're not going to get anything in their eye while they're charging towards the enemy. Good thinking, that. Good thinking. Thing is, it's not just them. It's not just the Arachni-rigs. It's Asun'ghar, the Lady of Asun'ghar, the Lady of Ash... Oh, who cares? Look, you don't come here to hear things pronounced correctly. That's not what this channel's for, and I'm afraid if that's what you're after, then you must be bitterly disappointed at this point. So we have the Lady of Ash, who also has a first name, and a grapple hawk familiar, Terror's Shadow. That's a lot of pressure to put on that bird, giving it a name like Terror's Shadow. Jeez. He is a good-looking lad, though. He is a good-looking lad. Kind of freaky and scary. Or the armor plating over the talons, and then kind of going over the back of the neck and the head as well. That is pretty creepy. That is pretty cool. You'd think it might make it more difficult to fly, but it doesn't seem to really care about that. It seems perfectly happy. We've got a nice, like, squat prospector helmet on that bit of girder that he's sitting on as well. Nice little nod to some murder there. The girder of murder, you could call it, if you were an idiot. The beastie is suitably scary, but I have to admit, I think her character model is fantastic. Like, that's really cool. The torn cloth, the cape that's been kind of designed to hang off the arms, similar to the familiar's wings, complete with those claws at the end. Oh, love that. That's great. Obviously looks extremely sort of scavenger-esque. You've got that sort of bone mask, skull thing going on at the front. The hood is like patched together and sewn up. All the bones that have been kind of woven together down the front is a nice touch as well. And it even looks like the gun has got some sort of skull attached to it. I like that a lot. That's a really fun model. That's a really fun model. I feel like you could really filthy that up. You could get it absolutely dirty and it would look great. I'm a bit disappointed we don't have a back view for her, but they are also releasing the Ash Waste Outpost, so that's a thing. You can get that if you like. To be fair, it's kind of cool. It's a nice bit of terrain, that. I do like the design of it. It's fun. So there you go, new Arachni-rigs, the new Lady of Ash, they all look really good. I mean, once again, Necromunda just knocking it out of the park with really awesome models. It's such a good system for like all the crazy wacky stuff that Games Workshop want to do. And yeah, every time they release something for it or show something off, I immediately am like, it's going to be good. It's at the very least going to be good, and that's quite a good track record to have. Now, it is 100 degrees in here, so I'm going to go away. If you like this t-shirt, you can get it using the link in the description. You get 10% off if you buy through that link, so that's a nice little bonus for you, and it helps to support the channel, and you get something that you might have wanted anyway. There's also affiliate links and all of that stuff, which you can take a look at if you would like. And members and patrons, as always, huge thank you to you. Do check that stuff out. There's going to be some fun stuff dropping for you guys tomorrow. An exclusive video, an early access video, and there's going to be something else, a little teaser too, before the end of the week, because we're back into the swing of things now, dying computer and dying camera notwithstanding. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.